Uh, Hi everyone, this is Take. Today we have a very nice guest from Vancouver, Canada, Miss Sue Malcolm. Welcome to Take's Bluegrass channel, Sue. We
Thank
are so
you so
happy to
much,
have you
Taki.
with us.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be here.
Great.
It's really good to
All
see
right.
you.
Okay, time and again, I'd like to thank you for your excellent cooperation in making the videos of what I call Vancouver Jam. Okay,
Hmm.
we've uploaded both part A and part B of the videos. And this recording of our interaction will be part C of the series. All right.
Okay.
Is that
Yeah,
okay? Great.
sounds
And
good.
I like to ask you questions about you and your slow pitch job.
Sure.
Sounds good?
Okay. Ready
Okay.
when you are.
All right. Let's get started.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, before that, would you please briefly introduce yourself?
Sure.
Just
My name
okay.
is Sue Malcolm,
Uh-huh.
and I live in Vancouver, BC, in Canada.
Mhm.
And I'm the leader of the Slow Pitch Jam, which is a slow jam for beginners or people who like to play slow in bluegrass.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Let me ask you the first question. When and how did you get involved in bluegrass music?
Well, I would say in the late 70s, early 80s.
Mhm.
And I was playing guitar, just learning guitar and playing folk music
Mm.
in the 1970s. And
70s.
I belong to a folk music club in Vancouver. And a lot of the music they were playing was traditional from the British Isles.
Uh-huh.
A lot of fiddle tunes and instrumentals and
Mhm.
some a cappella singing and traditional songs of the British Isles.
Uh-huh.
And as I said, I wasn't playing guitar. I had only been playing for a short time, so
Mhm.
I was learning. I wasn't very good at it, but I was invited. I
Uh-huh.
was invited to join a band, and they already had two guitar players, so I played the auto harp in that band
Oh, really? That's
because the auto harp
fantastic.
is pretty easy to play compared to the guitar.
Uh-huh.
And the people in that band, they played a lot of old time American songs like the Carter Family songs.
Okay, I see.
And
Mhm.
that's, Carter Family has made its way into the bluegrass repertoire.
Mhm.
That was kind of my first introduction to that kind of music. There was a very good banjo player in the band, and he could play
Mhm.
any style of music. And there's also a really great fiddle players. We did a lot of um, Scottish and Irish fiddle
Uh-huh.
tunes. So a real
Mhm.
variety of kind of folk roots country music.
Mhm.
And then it seemed that there were a few people in that folk organization who also really liked bluegrass. And they started talking about forming a bluegrass club. And in the meantime, there were a couple of bands that came to perform at the folk club.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
were actually bluegrass or old time string band groups. That was the first time I ever actually saw live
Mhm.
bluegrass. And
Okay.
you know how exciting it is.
Sure, yeah.
Bluegrass,
So
of
back
course.
in the 70s, the
Yeah.
bluegrass is not very popular in Canada.
Well, there was actually more of it in the eastern
Folk.
part of Canada
Uh-huh.
because very closer to the United States, where there was a lot of bluegrass in the
Right, right.
northeast of
Mm.
the United States. Yeah, in
Mm.
Ontario, there
Right,
were a
right.
couple festivals that had been going on, but
Mhm.
nothing in BC.
Oh, okay.
So, I had never been
Uh-huh.
exposed to it before that. I had heard bluegrass on TV shows like the
Mhm.
Beverly Hillbillies,
Right.
the Andy
I like
Griffith
that, yeah.
Show, who, they had the Dillards on the Andy Griffith Show. And
Yeah, right, right.
yeah, I'm sure. Did you see those shows in Japan?
I don't think so. We
Ah,
saw the
okay.
Everybody Hills. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. And the Andy Griffith Show was very good.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dillards were really great, but they were not called the Dillards. They were some other name, fictitious characters.
Uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh.
anyway, what that music, I really liked that music, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't realize that there were actually people playing bluegrass, that kind of music. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
even know what it was called, but I really liked it. And then there
Uh-huh.
was the movie Bonnie and Clyde
Right.
and
Yeah.
the movie Deliverance.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of people were
Mm-hmm.
first exposed to bluegrass for
Right.
that
Right.
way.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, people decided around in Vancouver that they wanted to start a bluegrass club and
Mm-hmm.
learn to play bluegrass music. So I jumped right in there and got involved in that.
All right.
And
Okay.
that's kind of how that started. About
Good. Thank you.
1980, our club was formed.
Okay, let's move on to the next questions. The pretty much a similar question, but when and how did you get involved in bluegrass jam?
Well, you can't really separate
Mm-hmm.
jamming from bluegrass because bluegrass is jamming,
Right.
right?
Right.
That's
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that bluegrass is a type of music that is such a participation music that, the minute you get involved in bluegrass,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be playing. You're going to be playing something.
Right. Right.
I mean, there's lots of people that are fans, but I've heard that at festivals,
Mm-hmm.
if you go to a festival, probably 50% of the people there are actual players,
Right. Right.
which is different from any other kind of music festival,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
And, I've been to festivals where people are camping.
Right.
They have tents and
Mm-hmm.
recreational vehicles,
Right.
trailers, and whatnot. Some people
Mm-hmm.
never even go to see the show. They just stay
Right.
in their campsite and jam
That's right.
because
Yeah.
that's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay,
Yeah.
that's something you like about jam. Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. Okay, let's move on to the next one. How did you get the idea of slow pitch jam? Did you
Well,
invented it?
yeah, no, I didn't really invent it. But I sort of developed my own way of
Oh,
doing it.
okay. Mm-hmm.
I used to go to a music camp. Do you have music camps in Japan?
I think
Well,
so.
where people go and
Some
learn,
people. Mm-hmm.
right? And I think you've
Workshop.
been to
Right.
the BC Bluegrass Workshop, have you not?
No,
Did
I
you
don't
go
think
to?
so. I wish I
Oh,
could. Yeah.
oh, okay. Someone told me they thought you had been there. Yeah, you should go. You should come. It's now called Nimble Fingers,
Mm.
and it's a week-long camp that's held in a beautiful setting where it's like a retreat
Mm.
facility
Uh-huh.
outside of the city, away from the city. So you do nothing but play and learn for a whole week and hang around with people who are just playing bluegrass all the time.
Sounds good. Sounds
And then
great.
you have these really good
Mm-hmm.
instructors, and the instructors put on concerts at night. And so it's a fantastic way to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So what was I going to say? Now I lost what was the question you asked me?
Where did
Oh,
you get
how
the
did I
idea?
come up with
Yeah,
the slow pitch jam?
right, right.
Okay. The first camp I went to was in Washington State in the US.
Uh-huh.
And they had slow jams for
Mm.
every kind of music. And so that was my first exposure to
Uh-huh.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in Vancouver, when we were having jams at our club, there were a lot of beginners.
Mm.
And so, it's hard to play bluegrass really fast if you're a
Mm.
beginner.
Uh-huh.
So, because I was a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
um,
What did you
my
teach?
I taught in elementary schools
Okay.
for students with
Mm.
special needs.
Right.
And so I could see some ideas of what might work to help
Mm-hmm.
people. So informally, with a couple of other people, I started to help people learn by playing slowly.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And so that was how I got that idea. But
Mm-hmm.
then I was teaching at the BC Bluegrass Workshop. I was teaching I think I was teaching beginner guitar. And
Mm-hmm.
this was about 1986, maybe. Um, there were maybe 200 people attending that workshop. And
Uh-huh.
the first night, the host, the organizer said, okay, everybody who wants to play in a slow pitch jam, meet in this room. So I was teaching with my friend Bob Underhill,
Mm-hmm.
and we went into this room where people were going to come in and play slow.
Mm.
And people started coming in. So many people came in
Uh-huh.
that the room was absolutely packed with
Uh-huh.
people. And it was chaos. Nobody knew what to do.
Uh-huh.
So I remember I stood up on a chair and said, okay, everybody, listen. We're going to have all the banjos together over here. You guys
Mm.
all go over there. I just thought of this idea
Uh-huh.
spontaneously.
That's great.
And everybody who's playing guitar, you go over there. And everybody who's playing mandolin, you go over there, and so
Mm.
on. And then when we had breaks,
Yeah.
I said, okay, everybody who's playing the banjo, play the breaks together. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
you can play, whether you're a beginner or you're advanced, everybody play together,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you can do. So it sort of evolved that was a really effective way to
Uh-huh.
lead a jam. And so beginners don't have to be shy about
Mm-hmm.
trying something,
Mm-hmm.
because they're playing with somebody else who is more
Mm-hmm.
experienced and can help them out.
Right.
And plus, if you have, I think there were probably like 100 people there.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't possibly have 100 people playing breaks one after the other, because it would go on for
That's
days,
great.
right?
Yeah. Great.
So that's how I got the idea of having people
Mm-hmm.
do a group breaks. It's
That's
kind of
good.
like an orchestra almost.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Sounds great.
That
So
at that
I
camp,
could say you are the pioneer of the slow pitch jam in the area.
right? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's great.
Do you know the term slow pitch?
I've never heard of it before.
Okay,
Before
so
you.
slow pitch is
Uh-huh.
a term that is used in baseball,
Oh,
and
okay.
it means everyone can participate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the serious, super competitive, but
Uh-huh.
more of
Okay.
a
Relax.
way for everyone to participate
Mm-hmm.
successfully. So that's my goal in the slow pitch jam.
I see. Okay, good. Well, I remember you mentioned somewhere about a book on jam, or maybe a songbook for jam sessions.
Oh yeah, the songbook. I've actually have six
Six of them.
songbooks. Yep.
Uh-huh. Did
Because
you come up with them? Did you wrote?
yep,
Did you
I
write?
didn't write the songs. I just collected standard
Oh,
songs
okay.
that are, from the standard repertoire.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of Bill Monroe songs. I just finished teaching a course. I have one book that's all Bill Monroe songs.
Oh, great.
Another book that's all Flat and Scruggs songs.
Uh-huh.
And the other
Sounds
ones are
good.
all variety of different songs that everybody knows or should know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Okay, one thing I want to ask you. In the video, you sing the three songs, right?
Yes,
But no instrument.
right.
Do you play any
Yes, we
instrument
do.
too?
Yes. So that slow pitch jam, which we do once a month at our bluegrass club,
Mm-hmm.
we always have featured instrumental tune every month, a different one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it just wasn't in the video.
Mm-hmm.
So the way we do that is we teach it more like the old time style of playing.
Uh-huh.
In no breaks, everybody just learns the tune by ear and plays it over and
Mm-hmm.
over again quite a few times until they start to learn it.
Uh-huh. Okay. So
Yeah.
you have slow jam for instrument only a month, just once a month.
No, that's just one song as part of our slow pitch jam.
Oh, okay.
One tune. Yeah. So we
Mm-hmm.
usually do that jam takes approximately 90 minutes. And, you know, because we play the songs slowly, every song takes a long time.
Right.
And we also play more breaks over and over again so people can really learn them.
Yeah. Can you
So we
give
do
us
about,
some of the tunes you play for the jam?
sorry, can you please repeat that?
What song tunes?
Oh,
name of
what
the
songs?
song?
Yeah, sure. Well, they're all songs from the books that I put together, because then the people have the words and the chords there written down. So, you know, we would do Can't You Hear Me Calling by Bill Monroe, Little Cabin Home on the Hill, On and On, that's a Flat and Scribe song.
From Bill Monroe song. What about
really
instruments?
common
What about
song.
instruments?
What about instrumentals? The one we just did this past month was Flop-Eared Mule. Do you know that one?
No.
Yeah, it's a good one. And sometimes they're more complicated, sometimes they're easier, like Soldier's Joy. Soldier's Joy can be complicated, can be easy. It just depends on the level of the playing. And so I try to do things that are suitable for beginners, but more
So
experienced
that would be
people.
2 chords, maybe.
Oh, 2 or 3 chords. Yeah. So it will, what we do is our band will demonstrate the tune. We'll play it once for people to listen to. Then we'll break it down and I'll explain, you know, this tune has an A part and a B part. And the A part is repeated and the B part is repeated. And here are the chords. And then we play it really slowly and I ask people to sing the melody because I feel that playing by ear is the traditional way to learn bluegrass. And if you can sing the melody, then you'll have an easier time to hear the chords and to actually play it on your instrument. So like Flop-Eared Mule, I'm just going to try and sing it for you. It would go la 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 la, something like that.
It sounds familiar to me.
And then I go, and also we're demonstrate the Nashville numbers also. So we go la 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 la. So we give people all the information they need and play really slow. And I always say, have you heard the term earworm?
No, I don't think so.
Earworm. That's when you get a tune in your head and it won't go away.
Oh, okay.
And it might keep you awake at night. Because you learn this tune, you play it over and over again, and then you try to go to sleep, but you hear this tune. Well, that actually is a good thing because it helps you. It helps you to remember the tune, and then the next time you go to play it, then you know how it goes.
Okay. Can I ask you next question? How many participants do you usually have?
At our bluegrass club, we usually have around 50 or so.
50.
50. I know, it's crazy.
Oh, that's a large number. So every week we have about the 50 people?
No, this is once a month. Once a month when I do the slow pitch jam. But of course, you know, in the last little while during COVID, people, we stopped doing it for a while, and now we're doing it again. Some people are reluctant to come out, so we're getting more like 30 or 40 right now. But you know, it's going to come back up, I'm sure. The biggest number we ever had was 100.
Really?
We have had 100 people at that jam. And I also teach a class at a community center where I have 30 people registered in that class. And that's a class that goes on for eight weeks consecutively.
That's great.
So yeah, I just finished that class last night, and my students are going to perform next week.
That's good. Okay, can I ask another one? Do you encourage club members to form a band within your jam?
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, yeah. And there's people who come who they have a goal. They want to play in a band. They
Mm-hmm.
want to get better on their instrument. And then there's people at the other end of the spectrum who that's their one and only time that they ever play music is when they come to the slow jam.
Uh-huh. Right,
And
right.
so then there's everybody in between. So, yeah, we give all kinds of encouragement to people who
Mm-hmm.
want to be in bands.
That's good.
And yeah.
Well, I was wondering if two fine Vancouver bands I know, which is the Honky Tonk Dance
Oh, yes.
and the Lonesome Town Peters.
Yes.
I was wondering if these two bands were born out of your Slow Pitch Jam.
Well, definitely the Lonesome Town Painters were.
Mm-hmm.
And at least two members of that band were
Jeremy and
regulars.
Angel.
Jeremy, yes, and
Yeah,
Angelo.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I saw
especially
them. Yeah.
Jeremy
Mm.
Freeman. He and you and I interviewed him for that
Right, right.
other part of the series, and he was always in the mandolin section, sitting
Mm-hmm.
in the front row, just
Oh,
so
very
keen
eager
to
to study.
learn, very serious about learning the
Mm.
mandolin and getting better at it.
That's
And
good.
yeah, it's really fantastic to see them having such great success there.
Yeah, great. They
Yeah,
had a
and the
two.
Honky Tonk Dilettantes,
Yes.
they did. Some of them did come to the Slow Pitch Jam now and then just to
Mm-hmm.
practice. Yep.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that band really. I
yeah. That's
really
me
like
too.
that band.
I
Yeah.
really like them. Yeah.
On my list of favorite Canadian musicians, Gordon Lightfoot is in the first place, and then Oscar Peterson comes next.
Sing a little bit there. Okay.
Right, and
Yeah.
Honky Tonk Dilettantes comes the third place.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. They're not
great.
actually playing together right now, but
No, well, that's too
yeah.
bad.
Well, one of the problems is that Paula Spur, who is the bass player, she also works as an actor in the
Right,
movie
right.
industry.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
she's
yeah.
very, very busy
Busy.
with that. It's hard to be in a band when you're
Oh,
always on call, and yeah, so it's fairly
very popular,
unpredictable.
huh? Very
But yeah,
talented person.
yeah, she is.
Great. Okay, now the one last question. Oh no, here's another one. Do you have any annual events for the members, such as a recital? You do?
Yeah, we do, but it's not annual. It's about 3 times a year. We have open stage night
Mm-hmm.
where people can perform.
Yeah.
And there's one coming up on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
Monday the 19th, and that's when my class is going to perform. And that is always really fun. And I've seen people over the years who have really progressed. People who have been in the club for a long time, and they have just become more skillful at what they do. And there's been a huge variety of different kinds of groups, and yeah, it's been really fun.
Good.
So this one coming up is going to be our Christmas open stage.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you must be very happy to see them grow, right?
Very. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Do you have any messages for bluegrass lovers world over?
Oh gosh. Well,
everyone said that.
I like to say two things. One is, yeah, just like everybody else who we interviewed, you should just do it, because you will find bluegrass is very accessible music. It's music that pretty much anyone can join in. It's not difficult. And you will find that the bluegrass community is very welcoming. People want to share. You don't need to know how to read music. There's lots of ways you can learn. And the other thing is, I would really love to see what other people are doing around the world. Yeah.
Do you have many visitors from overseas to your sessions?
Not too
Not too
much.
much.
No, but every so often somebody will
Mm-hmm.
drop in. There was a fellow from Italy
Uh-huh.
who lived in Vancouver for a short time,
Oh, I see.
and oh gosh, I can't remember his name at the moment. Well, I'll think of it and I'll send it to you
Okay.
because he posts really good videos on YouTube. He's now back living
Really?
in Italy,
Italy? Uh-huh.
and he's a multi-instrumentalist. And he
Mm-hmm.
used to, his name is Fabrizio. Fabrizio. I can't think of his last name just now.
Uh-huh.
Um, but he came to our jams all the time, and he was very enthusiastic. And then he went back to
Good.
Italy, and
Great.
yeah.
I will ask him to participate in a project.
Oh, that would be fun. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
great. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
sure.
Okay, thank you so much. So before we close our session, please tell us about your upcoming Bluegrass Jam class.
Oh, okay. Well, as I mentioned, I just finished one last night.
Mm-hmm.
It's at the Trout Lake Community Center, which
Right.
is in East Vancouver. And
You are planning to
it's,
do in January, right?
yep,
January
I am. January 24th, the next one
24th.
is going to start.
Uh-huh.
And everybody's welcome at any level, but it's really geared for beginners. And it's much like the one that I do at the Bluegrass Club, but it's even more detailed information and really more geared for beginners. And so
Great.
people might be shy about going out and playing in a more public setting.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a lot of encouragement, a lot of learning about the background of the songs, and
That's good.
and it's a good way to practice your instrument if you're a beginner, or if you're learning a new instrument. You already know one instrument, you decide you're going to play something different. It's a good way to practice, good way to meet people to jam with too.
Good.
Yeah.
That's all you have to say?
Oh gosh, I could talk about it for hours, but that would be really boring.
Right.
So are you going to come and visit us again sometime, Taki?
Yes, I hope.
That'd be great. I hope so too. I'd love to see you in person.
Sure. Yeah.
Ah.
I like to. I love to. I'm going to.
Good. Okay, good,
Yeah,
good.
pretty soon. Soon
Oh,
as
great.
possible.
That'll be fun. Okay.
Good. Well, thank you so much for your time and your interesting talks. And
Oh, you're welcome.
it's been really fun. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
it's been really
Thank
fun collaborating with you on this project.
Yeah.
Thank you for
And
doing that.
time and again, I like to really thank you about everything you did for us. You know, the Vancouver Jam thing. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. I'll see
and
you.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Thanks, Taki. Okay.
Okay.